This black guy ignored everyone's warnings and dove straight into the ocean. The officer shouted for someone to bring him back, but he swam so fast that no one could catch him. This was a US Navy base, where racism was still very real. It was a hot summer day, and everyone wanted to swim, but there was a rule: white sailors could swim 6 days a week, but black sailors only got Tuesdays. The guy wanted to break that unfair rule, so he ignored everyone around him and jumped into the ocean without hesitation. His name was Carl. His family had been farmers for generations. His dad didn't want Carl to end up like him, so when Carl got older, he sent him to the Navy. It was Carl's one shot at a better life. Before he left, his dad told him, no matter how tough it gets, don't give up and never come back. Carl left with his father's hopes and his favorite radio, but when he got to the Navy, he realized black men weren't respected. All they could do was clean or cook. Carl broke the rule and got thrown in the brig, but the captain noticed his courage and natural talent, and recommended him for Navy diving school. When Carl showed up at the school, the instructor refused to let him in just because he was black. The racism there was even worse, but Carl didn't give up. He stood outside the gate all day. Finally, the instructor gave in, impressed by his determination, and let him in. But once inside, he was met with cold stares and open hostility. The instructor threw him a welcome ceremony, but the other recruits said, "We're not living with a black man," and moved out. Only one guy agreed to stay with him. He was a bit awkward and had a stutter, so he was often picked on too. That night, Carl was woken up by freezing water. The instructor said it was time to train, but then blasted him with a high-pressure hose and held him underwater to practice holding his breath. It was clear he were trying to break him. Carl remembered his father's words and held on. The next day, because he was close to Carl, the stuttering guy was targeted by the instructor. He got kicked out for holding his breath less than 4 minutes. Carl felt awful. Later, during an underwater welding job, an accident happened. Carl volunteered to help and dove in with another guy, but while they were down there, the structure collapsed again. The other guy panicked and swam off, leaving Carl alone. Carl stayed calm and saved the man in trouble. Afterward, the instructor praised the incident but gave all the credit to the guy who ran away. Everyone knew the truth, but no one spoke up. Only the guy Carl saved gave him a grateful look. Even with all the unfair treatment, Carl never gave up. With sheer willpower, he kept coming in first in every drill. Then one day, he got the news his father had died. Carl, always so tough, finally broke. He went to a bar to get a drink, but when the bartender saw he was black, he said they were out of beer. One of the guys told him to get lost. Even the instructor stepped in and said, "You're not welcome here. No matter how good you are, this school will never let you graduate." Carl snapped. He challenged the instructor to a breath-holding contest. If Carl lost, he'd quit the program, but if he won, the stuttering guy got to come back. The instructor accepted.